To create something that's genuinely new, you have to start again. And I think with great intent, you disconnect from the past.
If you never change anything, then what you can really engineer is kind of incremental. But when you're willing to change things, then you kind of open up a whole new world of design.
The new MacBook Pro is built for the very highest levels of performance. It's incredibly powerful and yet remarkably portable. It's without doubt the very best computer that we've ever built.
We focused on the features that matter most to notebook users, and we made huge leaps. For the first time, we're bringing the Retina display to the Mac. It's the highest resolution display we've ever put in a notebook. With a resolution of 2880 by 1800, this display has over 5 million pixels. That's 3 million more than an HD TV. At this resolution, on this screen size, pixels just seem to disappear. You see an extraordinary level of detail in your photos. And typography looks amazing. It's sharper than a printed page. Beyond the display, the new MacBook Pro is really a powerhouse. We knew that an all-flash architecture was a key part of driving performance. Flash delivers data up to 4 times faster and uses just 10% of the space that a traditional hard drive would use. When you combine that with the most powerful graphics chips, the latest quad-core processors, and the fastest RAM available, you end up with a machine that's incredibly responsive. Loading and working with your content is amazingly fast because we packed this machine with the latest I/O. It has 2 Thunderbolt ports, 2 USB 3 ports, and 1 HDMI port. With all of this performance, the new MacBook Pro gets up to 7 hours of battery life. And it's only 0.71 inches thin. That's 25% thinner than our previous generation MacBook Pro. And it weighs just under 4.5 pounds.
The new MacBook Pro would seem to be a complete contradiction. It's built for extreme levels of performance, but at the same time it's remarkably portable. To create it, we rigorously question the ways in which we've designed and built our portable products in the past. One of the most significant challenges was completely changing our approach to the design of the display. By building the layers of the display into the unibody, we actually eliminated the need for a separate cover glass. And without the additional layers, without the distractions, you're just completely immersed in your content. By not purchasing standard parts, but by designing and engineering components from the ground up, we can create a product that is more elegant and that's more efficient. And there are many design innovations in the new MacBook Pro that users won't actually see, but they'll certainly experience. For example, the thermal system, which enables the machine's incredible performance, operates in a way that is nearly imperceptible to the user. Air is pulled into vents and propelled through sculpted cavities by fans with asymmetrically positioned blades. In most fans, the blades are positioned symmetrically, which creates a single identifiable frequency. We positioned ours asymmetrically to spread the sound over a variety of frequencies, which makes it seem quieter and less intrusive. Every part of the enclosure makes a contribution that directly benefits the user. The vents are also part of the structural system, creating strong beams that actually increase the rigidity of the overall product. It truly takes an obsessive approach to make a product this meticulously designed and engineered.
We've been able to optimize the software to take full advantage of the Retina display, and the results look simply amazing. Aperture on the new MacBook Pro is a total game changer for photographers. They can now zoom in and see 4 times more of their image with pixel-for-pixel accuracy, and fine-tune even the smallest details. Photographers have never been able to work on images with this level of precision. Final Cut Pro 10 takes full advantage of the system's power and capabilities. So you can now stream up to 9 camera views simultaneously, or view full 1080p video right in the project viewer, and have plenty of screen space to spare. No other notebook comes close to this type of performance.
With the new MacBook Pro, we set out to design something extreme. And this led us to rethink everything about our process, everything about what's essential to a notebook. And that meant that we could design the very best computer for today and for the future.
So Apple has just unveiled their next generation MacBook Pro models, and I'm basically going to bring you all the details and what you should know about these. And throughout this video you should see a couple of pictures, and those pictures are actually, some of them are press releases and most of them are actually announcement videos from WWDC 2012 directly, which is Apple's event where they unveiled the MacBook Air and MacBook Pro and a couple of other stuff for iOS and OS X, which I'm going to cover here at Playing Fitness, so you don't have to worry about that. So let's get on with the MacBook Pro, and basically I'm going to go over the specs while you guys enjoy those amazing pictures. So the first biggest thing I would say in this brand new MacBook Pro, which they did change a lot, and the biggest thing I would say is the Retina display. So it's really confusing because Apple has a version without a Retina display, and they also have one with the Retina display. So there's a bit of different, but if you want more details, go to Apple's website, apple.com, and they kind of have it there at the Apple Store. Anyways, let me break down them for you. So it has a Retina display with a resolution of 2880 by 1800. If you want to convert that, it goes around 220 ppi, so pixels per inch. It's also and the next biggest feature is the thinness and the casing in it that the actual hardware is in. The casing is now only 0.71 inches thin, and of course I'm referring to the like the laptop closed. It also weighs in at 4.46 pounds, which is not that light. It's not actually, it's not that heavy. That's what I was trying to say. In addition to the high resolution, Apple's also boosting higher contrast ratios, better viewing angles, and the one that I kind of like giggle at or kind of laugh when I heard that was reduced glare. Because I currently have the MacBook Pro 2011 model, the latest one before these, and they're just awful for glare. They have like one of the worst glares I've seen, mostly because it's glass on top, and I don't know, it's annoying sometimes, but sometimes it makes the screen look better and more premium. But anyways, now they're boosting, they're saying that's going to have reduced glare compared to other laptop displays, and that's definitely a plus. Apple's also updating all of its stock apps to make use of those extra pixels, of a lot of extra pixels. One thing I want to mention is that 220 ppi, you might look at that number and be like, oh my god, it's so much smaller than the iPhone 4 or the iPad, especially like the ppi. But the thing is that your eye, because the Retina display, there's actually specific requirement for Retina display. Obviously Apple makes that requirement up so they can change it anytime, but then basically for a laptop you'll be looking from a certain distance away from your screen. For a phone it'll be fairly close to your eyes. For a tablet it'll be again fairly close to your eyes, but a laptop will be a bit farther. So that's why it's fine if they have a bit less than the iPad or the iPhone 4, which is around 420 or something like that. So it's still good. Your eye still won't notice the resolution, the pixels. So that's the whole point of a Retina display. And with the resolution is just amazing. It's like that does surpass 1080p. So it passes 1080p, goes way beyond that. Let's go on to some more details. And also, what they say is that, also Aperture and Final Cut Pro will also take advantage of the brand new Retina display. Also, reading your mail and stuff like that, because a lot of the stock apps, all of the stock apps are actually optimized for the Retina display on the Mac now. So reading your mail is like reading fine print, according to Apple's Phil Schnitzler or whatever his name was. Anyways, that's all during the press conference. You'll also get up to 16 gigabytes of RAM, so that's amazing. With the NVIDIA Kepler GT650M graphics card. I don't know too much about graphics, but all I know, 16 gigabyte of RAM in that little thin 0.71 inch body is definitely amazing. You can also see by the pictures that the bezel around the device is actually very thin as well. It'll go up to a quad-core 2.7 GHz Core i7 processor, Remember, these are all up to, so these are the highest you can get, with a maximum of 768 gigabytes of storage. Obviously, it's SSD. It's going to be an amazing laptop, and that, again, I think that's what's going towards a more thinner design. It'll even have 7 hours of battery life. That's what Apple promised, and 30 days. If you, I mean, sorry, 7 hours of battery life with 30 days of standby. So that's how the battery is gonna work. Something weird that you might notice was that it doesn't have an optical drive, and that's definitely kind of fishy, because the MacBook Pro was the one that had an optical drive, the MacBook Air was the one that didn't, and that's why I kind of opted with the MacBook Pro. I really liked my optical drive, but nowadays I'm thinking it was such a bad choice, because honestly nothing's using CDs nowadays. I haven't used optical drive ever since I got my MacBook. So if you're thinking about that, if you're sad about that, don't worry, unless you guys know you use it. Anyways, there's also two more things that we have to say goodbye to, and that is the Ethernet and FireWire 800 ports. But now you will have a Thunderbolt port just like before, but you'll have an optional Thunderbolt adapter to use, so that you can you can still have your Ethernet, your FireWire, etc., and stuff like that. And you also now get two USB 3.0 ports, so that's really cool. In addition to a pair of Thunderbolt ports, plus one HDMI port, which I definitely love seeing on my MacBook. I mean, on this MacBook. I'm not really sure about the SD card, if it's expandable. I wouldn't have my bets on. I wouldn't keep it on it, and even by the pictures, I don't think I saw it. So that's kind of sad. I really like that. That's the one thing that I used. Anyways, it'll have a new MagSafe 2.0 connector, and it's just better. Basically, there's a couple of features that Apple did highlight, but I'm not going to go too much into that because this video is getting a bit long. Anyways, it'll have a new fan that Apple said it's going to be very, very quiet. The user won't even be able to hear it. I'm just paraphrasing what they said. It's going to be very quiet. The pricing, so this is what you guys probably want to know. It starts at $2,199. Yes, I know that's amazing. That's really high. But before, let me tell you something. This is the Retina model. They have another model of the MacBook Pro, the MacBook Pro 2012. That's not as thin. I believe it's not as thin. However, it's much cheaper, and I mean much. So you have to go on apple.com, go to the Apple store, and you'll find all of it listed for you. It starts at $2,199 for the 2.3 gigahertz model, and it comes with 8 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of storage, and that is shipping today. So that is the basic model, and then you can upgrade on top of that. You can go up to 16 gigs. You can do whatever Apple offers you. Of course, you can still upgrade second, like a third party. So basically, Apple's saying that it's without a doubt the very best computer that we've ever built, and that's directly from their press conference. So hopefully it is. It's available today, June 11th. That's when I'm making this video. That's when they announced it. That's when it's available. So go ahead, get your hands on the next generation MacBook Pro, as they call it, or I'm going to call it the MacBook Pro 2012 model. So get your hands on that. If you do buy it, let me know down below in the comments how it is. I would love to hear from you guys. I hope you guys like those pictures that I was showing throughout the video. It's definitely interesting, very thin, and I like it. I might get it, but no guarantees right now, because I just bought my MacBook Pro, and I don't really feel like upgrading, especially for 2,100. I don't think I'll be able to do that at this moment. But who knows? Maybe in a month's time, and maybe a bit later, I might change my mind, maybe sell off my MacBook that I have right now and then go ahead and get the new one. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you guys on board. I'll always be here at Play Infinite, so definitely subscribe to us if you like my voice, if you like news, if you like hands-on, if you like reviews, all that type of good stuff. One thing I want to mention is I have a lot of Samsung Galaxy S3 coverage over at my channel, so you can go check out my unboxing review, all these first look impressions, tons of stuff on the Galaxy S3. So go check that out. Subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you guys on board, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll be here, so I guess I'll see you. Peace.